back to the bricks. This is another quick update. Host here, I'm Mr. One Time Mike Lewis. My man's Zanell, my friend's Zanell. Warrior. We up here talking about the draft because you know the lottery's tonight. Trying to figure out maybe how, maybe even your top 5 is looking from ours, or maybe what the experts are saying on ESPN, and who's kind of projected to be the #1 overall, or maybe just overall who you think has a really shot to do something in the league.
Yeah, I'm going to look at it as a top 5. I think NBA best available and best ready to play and contribute out of this crop of players right now. My best 5, I'm going to start off with Trey Burke, Mr. All-American, everything. I think he really has
overall #1. Oh, we just talked.
I think #1 overall player. Period. Ooh. I'm gonna go Trey Burke. This guy, I'm telling you, this guy is really special, and it's not the first time that he's been doubted and had to have an uphill battle and have all the other guys. You know what I mean? He had over 100 players thought to be better than him before coming into college. And he worked hard and became, the #1 player in the country.
You don't think he's a little undersized though?
No, I mean, think about it. People say, he's 6'1", 175 right now. You look at it, the next point guard that you see that the experts have is, Michael Carter Williams, and he's 6'4", but 175 pounds. So he has the size. He's like, he has the same size and game strength like a Chris Paul. I see his game being so
Chris Paul 6'3" though.
NBA ready. Chris Paul is not 6'3". I don't know. You can't convince me of that. I don't care how many times you flash it across the screen. I guarantee you stand me and Chris Paul next to each other. I'm 6'1", me and Chris Paul the same height. I guarantee it. No doubt about that. So that's a wrap. But the guy has such an NBA ready, body, game, and the work ethic. You know what I mean? This guy's going to get ready. And you see his transformation from year 1 to year 2. Yeah. I'm going by guys I've seen put it down. You know what I mean? On the screen, people who jump off the screen to you. And that's a guy that I see, doing that. I'm going to go, the experts don't have a lot of, point guards really in a lottery or even see it as a great class. But I see another guy in there where, I'm gonna keep with my mates. I'm gonna go #2, Otto Porter. The guy who was leading the league in scoring. Most of the season. Another guy, my #3, I'm gonna say Cody Zeller. Another guy that has he has the film and the resume and seen the guy play. He can play face up to the basket, back to the basket. Had the highest standing vertical.
Don't worry about that
guy.
Motor,
that guy, you can get him ready to play. He's the most athletic big man, and that guy has plenty of energy. Indiana, the guy ran up and down the court. Not granted, it's about almost a quarter's length difference, in the NBA game, but I think he can definitely make that transition, and make it happen in that way. And I'm going to go #4. I'm going to say Shane Larkin.
Oh.
The point guard out of Miami.
Okay.
This is a guy that you've seen on film and playing the game who jumps out off the screen for you. You see how fast he is in the game. You say dang man, is everybody moving? Or is it just that fast up tempo, pace? But his actual, measurables and how he play and how it translates to the combine. NBA combine, and how these guys the fastest, times. He was #1 in every position group except for one, which he came in #2 in. In the standing vertical, but had the highest vertical ever, recorded in the combine. Athletic like crazy, great shooting ability, and that's what you have to have for a point guard.
They gonna say though.
Yeah, he may be too small. Once again, you have another one of those type of things. But honestly, I see him being, even better, like probably a better version of a Jameer Nelson though.
Oh,
but I think he's a lot faster and a lot better than that, a lot more explosive. I see him with
his work as stocky as Jameer.
No, not as stocky as Jameer. That's why he's a lot more athletic and everything like that than Jameer. I think he'll play more in the more like a Russell Westbrook, or maybe like a Ben Gordon was. Coming out how he was his first couple years in the league, like real explosive, a real good player, man. And I'll have to go #5, of course, Victor Oladipo.
Okay, I can't knock that.
Yeah, these are guys with crazy resume, and Victor Oladipo, again, a guy once again work ethic, man, transformed from year 1 to turned into a beast this past year. You know, it was him
Still
and
gotta work on that J.
yeah, him and Trey Burke though was running, you know, neck and neck going into the end of the season to that home stretch when Trey kind of just, you know, kind of broke away from everybody when you had to give it to the guy.
Yeah.
But Victor Oladipo, man, I think he has an NBA, you know, measurables. He definitely fits into the two. Outstanding defense. I mean, he can play literally three positions. You know what I mean? So you can lock him down, and you know that's a value in this league right now.
Yeah.
And crazy explosive, you know, and really in an NBA game, it's more spaced out and everything like that. And if you're a dominant driver like Russell Westbrook didn't have a shot before then, but he was so explosive and can just go to the, you know, basket.
Yeah.
Like I think Victor Oladipo can step in right away and give you, you know, 15 minutes, you know, off the bench or something like that, 15, 18 minutes, and really be a key contributor the whole time while he's out there.
Yeah.
You know, and really make a name for himself. So that's how I look at it. Totally different from the experts, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Totally different, man.
but I see it playing out that way. We'll see how it match up in, you know, a couple years. But who you taking? Your top 5?
See, I'm trying to look at mine as far as where they may end up and what kind of value you're gonna bring to that team that needs a spot.
Right.
If you're talking about, you know, Orlando, you know how bad they were this year. Orlando, Charlotte, you know, Detroit may be in there.
Yeah.
You just don't know who gonna get what pick.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm thinking about Nerlens Noel, maybe what he can bring to the Magic, him matching up alongside, you know, Nikola Vucevic. Vucevic get a lot of boards, give you 15. He was top 5 in the double doubles this year. Put him alongside him.
That's the same thing Noel gives you though, is defense and boards.
But
though.
I'm saying let Noel.
He's like 195, 200 pounds.
Let him run free. It's like let him run free. Let him block shots. Come off the weak side. Vucevic can be a scorer. You know, that's how I look at that. Them two pairing together. Trey Burke, you know, got to go with Trey. I would actually like to see Detroit get him because I'm not a fan of Brandon Knight. Like I'm straight. I've seen enough, man. You can even go with Ben McLemore. That's another. See, he's a potential guy. You
All
know,
those guys
a potential guy.
You talking
But I'm saying they could be really good, man. They could be really good. Potential, you know, NBA body, can play D, perfected his jumper. Did he have a lot of games? No. Was he hurt? Okay. But I like what I saw in the Michigan game. You know, then when I can see Victor Oladipo like number 3 or 4. I can see that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw him in. I like his defensive motor. The fact he's never gonna ease up.
No.
He's trying to either steal the ball or lock you down. I like that. And then, you know, we can throw in Zeller. I'll throw in Zeller too, man. Just because of his potential, his height,
Yeah.
what he meant for his organization in Indiana. I think he can bring a lot to a ball club. Almost like a Hansborough type, but probably a little bit better offensive wise.
Yeah, I think he's a lot more refined than
Yeah.
Tyler Hansborough. A lot more.
Because you know how hyped up Hansborough was coming out.
Yeah, but I mean,
I never really seen him do much outside of what he is, literally what now, right now.
nah. Don't. The only guy really, when you're talking big man, all these guys you're talking about potential and things like that. When you see guys like,
Oh, don't forget Shabazz.
yeah, I mean he's the guy who he deserves to be in that top 10 to 15 range. Just pure. I mean, who cares about, you know, all the, you know, hype and ooh, how old is he and all this different type of stuff and man, I still think he's one of the top 10 best, you know, talents in the game. And I would actually put him before Ben McLemore, Noel, and those type of guys as far as that. He has an NBA body, 225. Guy's ready to go right now, 6'6", 225. I mean, guy, you know, putting up, you know, over 20 points a game, you know, at UCLA. I mean, that guy I will put before any of them. The McLemores and Noel, you can have those guys, man. There's no way. You will hearing them talk.
They could be bust, huh?
Yeah, those, I don't see that happening at all. You know, and once again, you know, have Nerlens Noel, he won't even be able to play, they say, until maybe Christmas to January. What?
But that's the same thing like with D. Milner, man. It's like, you know, he a good player.
No, that's the same thing with Greg Oden. That's the same thing. You stay away from people like that. Honestly, how it is, man, stay away from people like that. You can't deal with those type of situations. You don't want to get a guy off the injury reserve. He has no resume either. Like if he was a sophomore or a junior or something like that, and you say, okay, his first, you know, year or two, he was, you know, outstanding and dominant. Come on now. This guy, he has no resume, no nothing. He hasn't even played in, you know, come on. Stop it. So that's how I feel. The only big guy I seen, you know, in college where I said you could really see that, like in the past, like, you know, 5 to 7 years was Blake Griffin. Watching him in college, man, I mean, this guy was an absolute monster. You know,
he got to work on his post moves, man.
Yeah, but I mean, he that guy, that was the guy where you looked at and you said, oh my God. Yeah. Like, yeah, this dude is ready. I don't care what league you put him in. You know, this guy is going to be ready. But I mean, the experts, man, they like to go for these type of, you know, high ceiling, I guess, guys and things like that. But I mean, I'm sorry. I look for guys who I think who's gonna make a real contribution, who I look at and say, okay, this guy can actually, you know, play and do something. Not, okay, he has one leg right now, but, you know, I see his ceiling being, you know, Amar'e Stoudemire in the next, you know, couple years. No, stop it. Come ready to play. Yeah. That's how I see it. And I see you know, I look at the work ethic and seeing like, you know, how you, you know what I mean, grow and be, because in the NBA, man, everybody's athletic. You say, oh, NBA ready body and all these freakish looking, you go down the list of the NBA players, they all look like that. But really, where's the substance though? You know what I'm saying?
To me, the NBA now is kind of turned into more like an athletic guard league anyway.
Yeah.
So,
and the rules is really been, and I hate the way that the league is being officiated and stuff like that because of things like that. I hate that. You don't even have, you know, a 5 low post player. Remember, you know, even back, you had, you know, the Charles Barkley's and Karl Malone. And Charles Barkley was what, 6'5", 6'6"?
Short.
Out there doing his thing, and
man, though.
And I'll point to another guy who's a sleeper in this draft, but I think he'll probably be the best value. Sean Thomas. I don't know why.
Sean Thomas.
Smooth player. You know, got a great all around offensive game. He's about 6'6", 6'7" in that tweener range, but I think he's like the best value pick out of any of these guys you're gonna get. But as far, you know, you just don't see a lot of these big men. You got, you know, European imports and stuff like that. He's 7'1", you know, all these weird, you know. Don't give me John Ken, you know, coming. I don't want to see y'all, you know. I don't want to see that no more.
Do you remember what happened? Remember Zian Lien? Remember from Milwaukee? Dude, he was a number 7 pick, dude, in the 07 draft. And where's he at now?
There's probably somewhere
Zian Lien, like
washing dishes or something somewhere where, you know, building houses.
That's why I'm so mad at Joe D for taking Darko Miller, and you had Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, and Bosh chilling there waiting for you.
Exactly. So,
and you took this. So
and that's when you get in trouble with. I mean, we gonna save the talk
to the foreign players, but
man, we gonna start a whole. I mean, the only guy I really don't see. Well, it's been a couple. Obviously, you got, you know, the Ginobili's, Peja Stojakovic, Hedo Turk,
Tony Parker.
Dirk, you know, those
guys. Been some good ones.
Yeah, it's been some good ones, but don't give me this. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I really feel like these overseas countries is really like making them in a lab or something. They got them. Remember like if I Drago from Rocky or something like that. Like, ooh, here we gonna send you out here and get your first $20 million and bring that back here. Because you know they get that money when they come back, and they have all rights and everything like that with Yao Ming. All the money he was making, everything was going straight to China. I think they really construct these guys and build them up, building these androids and send them over here to the to the league and say, all right, go cash out over here, and you just come back home, and you know they get paid as well as probably a very good salary here in the NBA overseas, and they love them. You know, like they love it. So I mean, go hit that lick over there, them stupid American GM, and come back over here, and we know where to put you in at. You know. So I mean, we'll talk a little bit more about this when we come back. It's the Bricks.